going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another daily Manchester City transfer update. Before I crack on with this video, before I do any promos, before I do anything, I want to tell you about a great deal. The Manchester City third kit for the 2023-2024 season has dropped. The Lightning kit, and you can go and check it out. Use the link in the description, and on checkout use code SCORE15 for 15% off with kit bag to get the new Manchester City third kit. All legit, all genuine, absolutely brilliant. All my kits for last season provided for by Kit Bag. They are fantastic kits to go and check out. Go and check it out, and as I said, get yourself 15% off using SCORE15 on checkout. Link is in the description. So we'll do the promo at the end. We're going to crack on with the video. We've got some contract news. We've got some big news. Nathan Ake. Now, Fabrizio Romano says that Manchester City are now very close to agreeing a new deal with Nathan Ake to get him on a new contract at Manchester City. Apparently going to include a significant wage rise for Nathan. Fully deserved. Brilliant news in my opinion. The sooner that's signed and sealed, the better. Because Nathan Ake is a cracking player. You want to be tying your best players down to long-term contracts. So that, to me, is an excellent piece of business for Manchester City to get done. Now, moving on to the outs, we've got the very latest on Manchester City and young Scottish winger Adedire Mebude. Now, the 19-year-old has interest from Westerlo and AZ Alkmaar on permanent transfers. Fabrizio Romano has said that Manchester City, if any sale is concluded, will include a buyback clause, and any decision on his future is going to be made by Manchester City in the coming days. So Adedire Mebude may be leaving Manchester City sooner rather than later, but not all hope is lost with a buyback clause included on there, which is what we're seeing a lot of when Man City are selling their top quality young players. And speaking of top quality young players, takes us on to Oscar Bobb, looking good in pre-season with Manchester City, and he's now attracting interest from abroad and from the Premier League as well. Brighton and Hove Albion, they're interested. Sporting Club de Portugal, they're interested. Benfica, they're all interested as well. That's according to TV Sport 2 over in Norway. Are any of these clubs going to make a move for Oscar Bobb? It's believed that if Cole Palmer leaves Manchester City this summer, either on loan or a permanent transfer, Oscar Bobb is the ready-made replacement for Manchester City. So if Cole Palmer doesn't leave, be interesting to see if Man City do let Oscar Bobb go. Will it be on loan? Will it be a permanent transfer? That remains to be seen. And speaking of another high-quality young player at Manchester City, takes us on to James McAtee. Now, the latest on him, Wolves have asked Manchester City about signing McAtee either on a permanent transfer or on loan. They're not fussed which. Manchester City have rejected these approaches from Wolves. That's according to the Mail. Manchester City insistent here that they want to keep James McAtee at Manchester City, at least for now. Manchester City want to see how their squad's developing, who they bring in and what's happening. We're not going to have further clarification on the incomings and outgoings at Manchester City until much later into this window, and I think only then will the likes of James McAtee and maybe Tommy Doyle get sorted by Manchester City. Spent last season out on loan at Sheffield United, of course, loaning to another Premier League club. You can only have one player, so it's not an option to take both for Sheffield United. Wolves are interested in Tommy Doyle. They're interested in James McAtee. Sheffield United interested in both players as well. We'll see what happens with regards to that. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Kyle Walker, and this is a very interesting update. Now, Sports Witness have backed up what I said yesterday, which is Kyle Walker's move to Bayern Munich. Every day it's getting a little bit closer, and Bayern Munich, they're believed to be working on a €15 million deal. Kyle Walker apparently has sat down with Manchester City, he sat down with Pep Guardiola and says he wants to leave City, he wants to pursue a new challenge. Now, Sky Sports, they have said what has already been reported, which is Kyle Walker, he's expected to be left out of the squad for tomorrow's game with Bayern Munich. However, Pep Guardiola has come back fighting in his press conference today for Man City's pre-season friendly match against Bayern Munich tomorrow. Listen to this. Pep Guardiola has said in his press conference that important players play the important games, and Kyle Walker to Manchester City is an important player, and tomorrow's match against Bayern Munich is also an important match for Man City's preparations, and important players are going to play in that match, and it's no different for that game because it's a pre-season friendly match, and it's no different for Kyle Walker. He's regarded as an important player to Manchester City, so Pep Guardiola asked the question of why shouldn't Kyle Walker be playing in that game. Now, it has been reported by several sources that City were going to leave him out of the squad, so it'll be really interesting when Man City announce their team tomorrow. Is Kyle Walker going to be starting that game in the first half? When Man City make the substitutions in the second half, will Kyle Walker come on? Because if Kyle Walker starts or features at some point in that match, that's suggesting to me that maybe this transfer isn't as close as what is being made out by sources both in the UK and in Germany. Pep Guardiola has come out fighting when speaking about Kyle Walker's future, not just ahead of that Bayern Munich game. He's given an update on the transfer situation as well, and he has said that Manchester City, Kyle Walker's an important player. They want to keep the important players and are fighting and doing everything they can to keep hold of Kyle Walker at the club. Said we'll see what happens with regards to that, but he wants the important players at Manchester City, and Kyle Walker is one of them players, and so because of that, Pep Guardiola wants Kyle Walker to stay. So Manchester City may just be a little bit stubborn in these negotiations, and if we can keep hold of Kyle Walker, and I firmly believe it's the same as the Gundogan situation, if we're willing to offer a contract that is what is being offered by the clubs who are trying to sign these players, so Gundogan ended up leaving Manchester City because he wanted a 2-year deal with the option of a third. Man City are only willing to give him the option of the extended 12-month contract. I am confident if we'd offered Ilkay Gundogan the same contract that Barcelona offered, then he would have stayed at Manchester City. And it's the same situation, I think, with Kyle Walker. If Man City offer him a 12-month extension on top of his current deal, so the next 2 years, and offer him the option of another year on top of that, like Bayern Munich are as well, I don't think Bayern Munich will commit and offer him another year. I think if Man City does match what Bayern Munich are willing to offer Kyle Walker, I genuinely think Kyle Walker will sign a new deal, just like I thought Ilkay Gundogan would have signed a new deal if we were willing to match what other clubs were prepared to do. So it'll be really interesting to see how City manage that one, and the fact that City is saying Kyle Walker is an important player, maybe, just maybe, Kyle Walker may stay at Manchester City, which reports over the last couple of weeks have said quite the opposite. So that's really interesting. Anyway, moving on to the ins. Bit of a stretch here, but I thought it was a bit humorous, so I thought I'd mention it. Joshua Kimmich, he's also been speaking ahead of the match against Bayern Munich tomorrow, and he has been speaking about Manchester City, and he said that Manchester City, they are now the #1 club in Europe, and it's an honour to play against Manchester City. He's looking forward to the game, and he cannot wait for it as well, which Joshua Kimmich, of course, earlier in the summer was getting linked with a move to Manchester City. This is seemingly suggesting with Joshua Kimmich twerking for Manchester City, so to speak here, that perhaps if Man City did want to make a move for Joshua Kimmich, then a transfer would be possible. I'm not expecting a move to be made this summer after previous reports were saying City may want to make a move, but it does sound like Joshua Kimmich likes Manchester City, and if we did want to pursue that, then certainly it seems to me that a transfer may be possible. Do Bayern want to sell? Do Man City want to sign Kimmich? They're the big questions here, but I found that particularly interesting. I find opinions interesting, so I found Pep Guardiola's comments about Walker interesting. I find Joshua Kimmich's comments about Manchester City important and interesting as well. Yeah, a bit of a slow news day for the ins, but thought we'd include that. No updates on Josko Gvardiol as of yet. So there we go. That has been today's transfer update. I hope you enjoyed the update. If you did enjoy it, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. That's the like goal, and help towards that will be much appreciated. Do let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel as well. We're doing daily Manchester City transfer updates for you guys to enjoy. So do go and subscribe to my channel. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And do go and check out Manchester City's new third kit, the Lightning kit. It is available with my sponsor for today's video, Kit Bag. The link is in the description. Just press the link. It'll take you over to the shirt where you can go and purchase it. Remember, use code SCORE15 for 15% off your purchase as well for the Manchester City third kit, which of course brand new, got all the sizes, got the players' names and stuff. Be quick if you want in the big important names like Erling Haaland on there, because they do go very quickly. And as I said, enjoy the 15% off as well. And thank you very much to Kitbag for sponsoring today's video. And I'll see you guys all again real soon for the next Manchester City transfer update, which will be out, you know it, tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.